Alright guys, this motherfucker is bigger than Master Splinter. The biggest rat I have ever seen in my entire life is in there somewhere. Come on out, buddy. Come on out. Come on out. Come here, buddy.
Go over there and
we have a treat.
Go over there and shake the bush.
We have some cheese.
Go over there and shake the bush. He's not gonna do that. Shake the bush.
You ain't got no games. You ain't lift no weights.
But I got the best damn shoulder workout on YouTube, proven with science activation. Now, there is the National Institute of Meatheads that actually sat around and studied muscle activation in certain exercises with the deltoids. So I'm gonna share the results of that study with you guys in today's video and give you the top 4 exercises that are going to comprise the greatest shoulder workout in YouTube history, proven with science. Now, what was I gonna say? There are so many guys. It's cold up in here. I'm in Canada right now. Just kidding, I'm in Los Angeles, California, and it is very cold out. That is why I'm rocking the jacket. First time I've worn it in like 2 years, and I need to make more gains because the jacket still fits. A little disappointed. Now, the number 1 exercise now let me backtrack. We're actually going to talk about something called mean activation and peak activation. So layman's terms, mean activation is just the amount of activation in each head of the shoulder is averaged throughout the entire exercise, and peak activation is at the point of each exercise where it's just the maximum contraction of the anterior, lateral, and rear deltoid. So with that being said, the first exercise this one was a shocker. The number 1 exercise for both mean and peak activation in the anterior deltoid, the front head of the shoulder, was the seated behind the neck shoulder press. Now, the deltoid muscles are about 60% slow twitch dominant. That means we're gonna go slightly higher rep than if we're working out our biceps and triceps, which are much more, oh shit. And we are off to a rocky start in this video. All right. Coast is clear, no more rats. All right guys, so the seated behind the neck shoulder press. Now, I found that if I'm all the way behind my head, I have really long arms, it was way too much of a stretch on the anterior deltoid. So I did this movement where it was like slightly behind my head, almost like touching the, like the bottom, not the bottom, what the hell am I talking about?
Back.
The back of my head towards the back. Huh? I just woke up from a nap, guys. You get what I mean. So you can see in the video, I want you guys to do 8 to 12 repetition range on this exercise. I want you to do 4 total sets. So it's basically the seated military press, but instead of coming in front of your body, science and activation tests showed that going behind the neck, and if you just do this at home, you really feel the contraction right here, coming behind the neck, coming in front of the neck versus behind the neck. So 4 total sets, 8 to 12 total repetitions, and let's get on to exercise number 2. So there was a study that showed the bodybuilders have 5 times the anterior deltoid development versus common people, 3 times the lateral deltoid development, and only 10 to 15% more of the rear deltoid development. There is another freaking rat. I've never seen so many rats in my entire life. So with that being said, this next exercise,
You're gonna get squished.
what do I do?
Keep talking.
Okay, this next exercise, okay, another one. Oh my God, okay. This next exercise was voted number 1 for mean and peak activation in the lateral, middle part of the deltoid, and the posterior rear deltoid. So this exercise absolutely has to be added to every single one of your shoulder workouts. Man, it's a traumatic video. You must do this exercise. I recommend really dialing in different rep ranges on this. I had an awesome time doing this because I didn't really understand how important this exercise was. I never thought to do it on my shoulder day, and wow, I felt it. So the band face pull was actually rated in the study to be the number 1 exercise for the the lateral and rear deltoid, but doing with the rope. So basically doing the rope face pull. Now, form is so important on this. Jesus Christ. Okay, so form is so important on this. I want you to assume almost like a double flex position as you come up. Oh my God. Oh my God, what do we do? Hey, rat! You wanna grow some shoulders? Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. So with this exercise, you wanna make sure you're pulling and almost assume like a double front bicep as you pull. So think of it from the side, you can see me in the video, I wanna show you another angle. It's like you're pulling back and try to really contract those rear and lateral deltoids as you assume a front double bicep. So it's not like this, you're not doing this. What you're doing is you're activating and squeezing and turning out. So, flex on them rats.
Come on.
Okay, so 5 total sets, different rep ranges. I recommend doing on your last set a really high rep range just to focus on the metabolic stress. So first 3 to 4 sets, maybe 10 to 12 reps. The last set, I recommend going all the way up to 20 repetitions. Number 3 for the number 3 exercise. It was number 2 for mean and peak activation in the lateral deltoid, and that is lateral raises. But I want to go over some really common mistakes very quick. I'm going to link to my shoulder training mistakes that goes over this a little more thoroughly. Now with this one, really got to make sure that you're not resting at the top or the bottom of the movement. You're keeping the deltoid under contraction the entire time. You're not going up too high. And the number 1 mistake that I see is bad range of motion. So I want you, instead of going up, when you get fatigued, you tend to kind of go like up where your thumbs are pointed up. I want you to almost think about like you're holding a cup of Hulk juice. Shameless plug. Holding a cup of Hulk juice and you're trying to pour it out. You're pouring it on your haters. So think about holding a cup. If your thumbs are up, the cup isn't going to be poured out, obviously, is it? If the thumbs are going down a little bit, you're able to contract the lateral deltoid, also work the rear deltoid into the movement a little bit more. And obviously, when you get to right here, you're not resting. I recommend going to about right here, maybe like 4 to 6 inches before you actually hit your thigh with the weight. Stopping there, keeping it under contraction, coming up, pour the cup out a tiny bit as you come up, stop at about 90 degrees, come back down slow and controlled. Don't go all the way down to your thigh, come back up slow and controlled, pour the cup out, and boom! 10 to 12 reps later, 5 sets later, you guys got some big ass lateral deltoids. What the hell is going on now? We got helicopters, we got rush hour traffic, we got rats. We try to keep it real on this channel. No edits, just rats, helicopters, and traffic jams. Last but not least, an exercise that was ranked very high for the anterior and the lateral deltoid was the standing dumbbell military press. Now, I hardly see anybody do this exercise standing. I see it mostly seated, but this exercise standing is actually a lot more challenging. And with my hands at a parallel grip, I can actually say that I felt it a lot more right in the lateral and anterior deltoid. So this one, I would say pick a weight about 20. You come a little bit closer so they can hear. I feel like I'm yelling. Okay, so I would say pick a weight about 20 to 25% less than you do on the seated dumbbell shoulder press. Hands parallel grip, and really focus on going down, on coming up explosively and down slow and controlled. On the very last set, I would recommend doing 3-second negatives just to kind of focus on that eccentric overload portion of the rep. And 4 sets, 10 to 12 rep range, and you guys are gonna get some big ass boulder shoulders. So this has been the best damn shoulder workout on YouTube, and I'm gonna cycle through this for every single muscle group. And I know this video got a little goofy, but I'm actually taking this series really seriously because I'm studying the best activation exercises for every single muscle group, and I'm also factoring in the percentage of slow and fast twitch muscle fibers in every single muscle group. So obviously, a slow twitch dominant muscle group, you train more with higher reps, and then a fast twitch dominant muscle group, you're gonna train more with lower reps, intensity, supersets, that sort of thing. So biceps and triceps are a lot more fast twitch dominant than say the deltoids. So we're gonna do a little bit higher rep on the deltoid training. So I'm gonna cycle through, I'm gonna do this for every single muscle group. Let me know in the comments below which muscle group I should cover next. Give a big thumbs up to Kitty Gains for filming in the middle of rats, traffic jams, and helicopters. Make sure you give her a follow at Kitty Gains on Instagram. Is that where they can find you?
On YouTube.
She's also on MySpace. She's on YouTube, but she's never made a video.
I did. I posted one video.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, the workout video with Zanya and Kristen.
Okay, she's got one video. I'm gonna link to it right now. Watch it 100 times. Click all the ads. Peace.
On Asian Avenue.
Follow her on Asian Avenue too.
Just kidding.
If you ain't heard about gains, you don't know about
Superhuman TV.
Troy.
You ain't got no gains. You ain't lift no weights.